Logos 9 is here. It's already been 2 years since Logos 8 came out, and there are some great improvements with Logos 9. So let's dive in. Now I'm going to be using an iMac here, so what you see or how I explain something will be based on that. However, know that the Windows experience will be very similar. Logos Desktop now has dark mode. Over the last couple years, dark mode has become a big deal for so many apps, and now it's on Logos. And I got to say that it looks just like you would imagine. It feels good to see, and I'm sure that if you're a fan of dark mode, you will be thrilled. The only negative here for me would be that the color red against the black background bothers my eyes just a little bit. And as you know, when Jesus speaks, the words are red. With that said, I love the addition of dark mode, and maybe with an update, Logos can change the shade of red. Now, if you want to switch to dark mode, you'll need to go to the top right of the program and click on the 3 little dots and select dark in the application theme setting. After you do this, you'll need to restart Logos for it to take effect. Alternatively, you could also go to Logos in the menu bar and click on Preferences and change the application theme to dark. Being as this is the #1 requested feature, and because people switch between light and dark mode frequently, I think some people may prefer a simple button that says dark mode or light mode in the top bar here that they just click and it switches it over. But I do think that the Logos team placed it in an easy to find spot that would be an expected location for most users. Now let's talk about the new Factbook. Factbook will still be familiar to you and still have all the great information it previously had, but the scope of what all it can look up is a significant upgrade. You are now able to find Greek and Hebrew lemmas, word senses, manuscripts, authors, songs, resources, and more. This is a very welcome addition. The more that they are able to tie together, the better equipped we will be on any given topic. It is not only what you want to see as a consumer, but it's really a bit mind-blowing to see how much can be integrated in one place. This is what makes Logos, the best Bible software on the market. Now, let's talk about the sermon making and managing. This is definitely an area that I love to see improvements happening. There has been a change in name to the sermon editor, and it's now called Sermon Builder. You have some updates to the styling and icons, which is nice, and you're also given a notes sidebar to be able to reference and insert content from your sermon prep notes. This is good. Anything you can take from one part of the software and integrate into another part makes the whole user experience so much better. So you don't need to switch back and forth out of tabs, but you can access it right where you want it. When you are done with your sermon, you can now be ready to practice preaching it with the click of a button, and you have a nice timer with some customization options. I think pastors will thoroughly enjoy the Sermon Manager tool. You can do things like find a sermon based on date, passage, or topic. You can bulk create sermons in a series using one of your existing sermons as an outline template. You also have some calendar options if you want to plan ahead. I would like to see even more improvements, though, in the sermon making tool. It can often be a struggle for many Christians to develop sermons, and any help that they can get is much appreciated. For me, I find that choosing a topic tends to be one of the hardest parts of a sermon. Maybe Logos could include some help here, based on maybe, say, historical events, or time of year that a sermon was to take place, or maybe provide some type of a narrowing down system. Also, I think something like a suggestion box would be nice to include. Things like, would you like to include one of these illustrations in your sermon? Or, did you know these facts about your subject? A suggestion box within the Sermon Builder would be a great tool for information that people would find interesting, funny, or enlightening about the particular subject that is being spoken about. This type of thing would be tremendously helpful to many users, and I will say that Logos is on the right track here to make this a ultimate one-stop sermon building program. Additionally, Logos has now added a counseling guide. This is wonderful. As a pastor or a youth helper or as a layman, you are surrounded by people who are hurting and have struggles. And I'd say what matters most to them is often what they are going through. Now, Logos had already made it easy to access a lot of the information that you can get with the new counseling guide, but I love the focus on these issues because they are at the forefront of what we experience every day. These topics are so common that you will probably be going to the counseling guide often, as well as using the topic guide with it. Now, I'd say we all love media and visuals, and Logos 9 is now equipped with some more of this. You now have the option to add images in your notes, and this can be done on your phone or on your computer, however you prefer. There is also now a charts tool that I think will be heavily used, as it can give you a good idea where your topic is mostly focused in the Bible. The reading plans have also been updated to allow you to easily start a reading plan on any resource in your library, and you can read at your own pace. The mobile version has a newly styled reading flow, but I actually don't have access to that currently, so just know to expect that. Something that I would love to see Logos add is a countdown timer. I think some people read and study based on time and not on a number of chapters or a specific set of chapters. It's not really a big deal because I use my phone timer, but it would be very convenient if it was already built in. Along with this, I would love it if Logos added an accountability feature. My wife and I currently use an app that notifies each other when we completed our devotions for that day. And it would be great to see something like this added. Again, not a big deal, but it's just one of those things that makes you feel like it's a bit more personal. So all these updates that I shared with you, I believe are the main updates, but there are some others, and you can find those updates as well as all the updates that I mentioned listed in the description of this YouTube video. There have been a lot of improvements, and I'm sure that we will continue to see even more over the next several months. If you have any questions, or if there's something that you want to point out, please leave that in the comments. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day.